圆，我对不起你啊！
有妈
妈妈这么简单给你领掉，妈妈真的对你不起啊！
your mom want to say sorry to you.
No, thank you. I really appreciated it. It was a good thing.
A girl from Zhejiang was heartlessly abandoned when she was only half a year old, but later, she was luckily adopted by an American family. 24 years later, her biological parents found her, tearfully expressing their remorse, yet the girl smiled and said, "Thank you for throwing me away so well." What on earth happened? The story began with a family search video from the United States.
My name is Joy Jones, and I was born June 2nd, 1995. I was found in the government of Huxi on July 20th, 1995, and I was taken to the Chuzhou Social Welfare Institute. I was adopted May 13th, 1997, and taken to America.
In the video, the girl who spoke fluent English was actually born in China and had two names. Her English name was Joy Jones, and her Chinese name was Chu Ho Fong. According to Joy herself, she was abandoned on July 20th, 1995, in front of the People's Government Office of Hoshi Town, Zhejiang District. Fortunately, a kind-hearted person found the baby wrapped in a blanket, temporarily took care of her for 7 days, and then, under the arrangement of the local government, Joy was sent to the Zhejiang Social Welfare Institute. There, she received a new name, Chu Ho Fong. For a long time, the Welfare Institute tried every possible way, but they never managed to find her biological parents or relatives. The young Joy could only live with other children in the institute. Although her life started with hardship, fate did not treat her unfairly. Soon after, a chance that would change her destiny arrived. Even today, many American families are still enthusiastic about adopting children from other countries. At that time, China had already introduced new open policies, allowing international adoption to be handled legally. As long as the foreign couple met the necessary requirements, the procedure was not complicated. However, according to the regulations, they could not meet the child before the paperwork was completed. After finishing the documents and paying a service fee of 30,000 yuan, a couple from America, the Joneses, were taken by the staff to the Zhejiang Social Welfare Institute, where they met the 2-year-old Chu Ho Fong. At that time, she had already lived in the institute for a year, a well-behaved and lovely little girl. The Jones couple liked her immediately at first sight. They brought her to live in America and gave her an English name, Joy. In English, this name means happiness. It showed how much the Jones couple loved this child. At the age of 2, she didn't understand much, but even with the language barrier, she adapted quickly. The hardships of the past did not leave too many scars on her. Little Joy smoothly integrated into her new life. The Jones couple treated her as their own, giving her the warmest love and care, the best education and space to grow. Under their nurturing, Joy grew up to be an optimistic and positive girl. Because of her different appearance, Joy naturally knew she wasn't their biological child. Although she didn't mind, she would occasionally wonder about her birth parents.
I just wanted to find my birth parents and tell them thank you for giving me the chance.
我就找了这么多年，我都找没知道往哪个方向去找。
Joy was full of curiosity about where she came from, what her biological parents were doing, and why they had abandoned her. When she grew up, Joy learned that one of the children adopted along with her had successfully found their biological parents through the help of search volunteers. That inspired Joy to begin her own search.
这个你，我这心的不太很难受啊！我对不起我的女儿，这么几年天的给我抱走呀。
A girl abandoned at the age of 2 was adopted by an American couple. 24 years later, her biological parents found her, crying as they expressed their remorse. But the girl smiled and said, "Thank you for throwing me away so well." Joy Jones, also known as Chu Ho Fong, was actually born to her biological parents living in Hoshi Town, Zhejiang City. When his wife got pregnant again, it should have been a joyful thing, but before that, they already had an older son. For this extremely poor family, another child meant another heavy burden, enough to crush them. In the midst of her family's worries, on February 8, 1995, the mother, Chai Zhongxian, gave birth to a daughter. At first, They couldn't bear to abandon her and kept her by their side, raising her with great difficulty until she was half a year old. By that time, the family had completely run out of money, and Chai Zhongxian had no choice but to discuss with her husband and make an agonizing decision. Thus, on July 20, 1995, Chai Zhongxian and her husband took their daughter out, quietly went to the gate of the local town government, and left her there, praying that the government could find a place for her. As it turned out, their wish came true. The girl was soon sent to the Zhejiang Social Welfare Institute. The couple never went to see her again, but they believed in their hearts that she must have been adopted by a good family. Time flew by, more than 20 years passed, and the couple grew older. The longing for their daughter grew stronger and stronger. In the past, poverty forced them to give her up. Now the family was well off, their older son had married and started his own family, and life had finally become happy and stable. The couple, especially the mother Chai Zhongxian, missed their daughter deeply. She tried every possible way to find her, wanting to know how she was doing, but there was no result. A turning point came in 2019. Chai Zhongxian suddenly received a call from a family search TV program. The staff told her that her daughter in America had not forgotten them and had proactively provided her information to the program. After contact was established, the daughter was very willing to provide her DNA for comparison. Hearing this, Chai Zhongxian burst into tears. No wonder she could never find her daughter. She had been taken to America. Later, with the help of volunteers, both sides went through DNA testing, and the result brought tears of joy. Joy, far away in America, was indeed the biological daughter of Chai Zhongxian and her husband.
姐，我对不起你啊！
Your mom
妈妈
wants
这么天打给你领教，妈妈真的对你不起啊！
your mom want to say sorry to you.
No, thank you. I really appreciated it. It was a good thing.
After learning that their daughter, whom they had abandoned, was adopted by the Jones couple a year after staying in the Welfare Institute, not only had she grown up healthy and happy, but she also graduated from Yale University with a bachelor's degree in engineering. Now married and a mother herself, Joy understood even more deeply the bond between a mother and child. So when she heard that some of the children adopted around the same time had successfully found their biological parents, Joy also decided to take action and seek help. Soon, with the help of volunteers, Joy found her biological parents, who were far away in Suzhou, Zhejiang. Because of work, Joy couldn't return to China and could only communicate with her parents through a video call, using translation software to help them talk. When her daughter's face appeared on the small screen, the mother, Chai Zhongxian, was instantly moved to tears. She wanted to greet her daughter, but the language barrier made her hesitant. All she could do was cry and repeat over and over again.
姐，我对不起你啊！
Your mom
妈妈
wants
这么天打给你领教，妈妈真的对你不起啊！
your mom want to say sorry to you.
No, thank you. I really appreciated it. It was a good thing.
Facing her crying mother, Joy kept smiling. Her adoptive parents had taught her to be kind and forgiving. She had never held any resentment toward her biological parents. In fact, if they hadn't abandoned her, she would not have had such a bright and successful life today. Her father took out the birth record that had been stored away for 24 years. It showed Joy's birthday was February 5th, and the day she reunited with her mother happened to be February 5th.
Today is your birthday in Chinese.
That's ironic. That's crazy.
Yes.
Happy birthday!
So, happy birthday.
Thank you. This is the best birthday present ever.
At the end of the video call, Chai Zhongxian carefully reminded her daughter to take care of herself. Because Joy was far away in America, the distance between them was too great. She couldn't protect her daughter, and Joy smiled as she agreed to everything. Joy's story of finding her biological parents drew much attention online. Although many netizens sent blessings, others didn't share Joy's forgiveness. They said Joy shouldn't have sought her biological parents, believing such parents didn't deserve forgiveness. But in Joy's view, all of that was in the past. At least she was grateful for the life her parents had given her. She would face everything with a thankful heart. A girl as optimistic and open-minded as her will surely live an even brighter life ahead.
Some say the cruelest part of fate is making a mother let go of her own child. But sometimes fate gives her another chance to hold that child again after more than 20 years. Joy didn't blame anyone. She simply smiled and said, "Thank you for throwing me away so well." That wasn't sarcasm, but release, because she understood without that separation, there wouldn't be who she is today. She answered, in her own way, a question that many people spend their whole lives struggling with. Forgiveness doesn't mean the past never happened. It means freeing yourself from being trapped by it. Some people choose to live their whole lives in hatred, but she chose to live with gratitude. Perhaps that's what makes her stronger than fate itself. Can you understand her choice? If it were you, would you forgive your parents back then? Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about it together. See you next time.